Welcome to this deep dive, especially for everyone who's part of Alter. We're exploring what it really means to be an alt-link here.
That's right. We're looking at the culture, the values that underpin everything.
And Alter's vision is pretty bold, isn't it? To be recognized as the home of limitless creativity.
It really is.
Yeah.
And what's clear is how the values are directly linked to achieving that vision. They're not just words on a wall.
No, definitely not. It feels like living these values actually builds a stronger, more collaborative team.
Exactly. It creates the environment needed for that creativity to flourish.
So today, we're focusing on one specific core value, respect. And even more specifically on the principle. I avoid gossip and speaking negatively about others behind their backs.
Yeah, that sounds simple maybe, but there's a lot packed into it. What does respect actually look like in a creative place like Alter?
Right. It's more than just, being polite, isn't it?
Much more. It's about how we handle tough situations, how we talk about people, not just to them.
Okay, so let's unpack that. What does this principle really mean for an alt-link day-to-day?
Well, the first big thing is it goes beyond just surface niceties. It's about deep-seated trust and integrity.
Integrity even when no one's watching.
Precisely. It's about actively building trust, not just avoiding obvious disrespect. Avoiding gossip is a key part of that active building.
So it's not just not doing something bad, it's proactively doing something good, like protecting the environment.
You got it. You're actively cultivating trust and what we call psychological safety, that feeling that you can speak up, take risks without fear.
And that safety is crucial for creativity.
Absolutely essential. Limitless creativity needs a safe space.
Okay, so let's get practical. What are the specific behaviors Alter highlights for practicing this kind of respect?
Right, the how-to. First up, not engaging in gossip or side conversations about others.
What's the real impact of just stepping away from that?
It's huge. Gossip erodes trust faster than almost anything. It creates an us versus them vibe, makes people feel judged, watched.
So people clam up, don't share the risky ideas.
Exactly. You kill psychological safety. Choosing not to join in or even changing the subject actively protects that safety. It sends a signal.
Okay, that makes sense. Then there's assuming good intent before jumping to conclusions. That feels hard sometimes.
It can be. It goes against our, gut reaction sometimes. But think about it. Assuming the worst leads straight to defensiveness, blame.
Conflict.
Right. Assuming good intent, maybe there's stress, maybe there was a miscommunication, opens the door to solving the actual problem, not just fighting.
So it shifts from blame to solution.
Spot on. Much more productive, especially when things inevitably go a bit sideways on a project.
And linked to that is giving direct constructive feedback instead of venting to someone else.
Yes, the anti-gossip action. Venting just spreads negativity and solves nothing. It often makes things worse.
But direct feedback, even if it's tough, is respectful.
It is, because you're valuing the person enough to tell them directly. You're giving them a chance to understand and grow, and you're keeping the issue between the people involved.
Keeps it clean. Okay, two more quick ones. Choosing silence over sarcasm when words may harm.
Sarcasm. It can be tricky. Even if meant lightly, it can easily land wrong, undermine someone's idea or feeling.
Make them feel small.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in a creative review or brainstorm, sometimes silence or just being direct and kind is much better. It protects dignity.
And that leads to the last one. Protecting someone's dignity even when they've made a mistake.
This is so important. Mistakes happen, especially when you're pushing creative boundaries.
For sure.
If mistakes lead to public shaming or ridicule, people will stop taking risks. Protecting dignity means focusing on the learning, the correction, not the humiliation.
It signals that it's okay to try and fail.
Which is vital for that limitless creativity Alter is aiming for.
So these are the principles. What does it look like when alt-links actually do this? Any examples?
Yeah, there are some good ones, like a teammate stepping away from an unproductive conversation.
Just walking away.
Yeah, a quiet signal. I'm not participating in this negativity. It takes awareness and courage, actually.
Or a lead redirecting frustration into a solution-focused 1.1.
Classic example. Instead of complaining about someone, the lead takes the issue directly to them, privately focusing on how to fix it. That's leadership.
Respectful leadership.
And then there's someone praising a colleague's effort even after a disagreement.
Oh, I like that one.
Huh.
Separating the idea from the person.
Exactly. You can disagree strongly on a concept, but still respect the work, the person, the effort they put in. Keeps a team strong despite debate.
Crucial in creative fields.
Huh.
What about the designer giving critique differently in public versus private?
Right, that nuance. Public critique might be about general principles, shared learning if done respectfully, but the really deep, honest, maybe sensitive feedback,
Better in private.
much better. Protects dignity, allows for real dialogue without an audience, shows care.
And finally, the new joiner example. Watching seniors and feeling safe.
That's maybe the most powerful. It shows culture isn't just rules, it's modeled behavior. When newcomers see leaders acting with respect, avoiding gossip, handling conflict well,
They feel safe to be themselves.
yeah,
To contribute fully.
precisely, they see that this is genuinely a place built on trust. It shows respect is that invisible thread holding the team together.
So pulling it all together.
Mm.
Why is this specific behavior avoiding the negative talk? The gossip so vital for Alter's big creative vision.
Because it directly builds that foundation of trust and psychological safety. You can't have limitless creativity without it, period.
People won't take the necessary risks.
Nope, they'll play it safe. But when this respect is lived, conflicts get resolved constructively, not escalated into drama.
Communication gets clearer too.
Definitely clearer and kinder, less passive aggression, more direct, helpful talk. It just makes collaboration smoother, faster, better.
So essentially, by choosing not to gossip, you're actively building the kind of creative environment you want to be in.
You're modeling it. Every single interaction counts.
It really brings home how much our daily words, even our silences, shape the whole culture.
It does, and it prompts those useful questions to ask yourself, throughout the day.
Like, is what I'm about to say helpful or hurtful?
Yeah, or would I want someone saying this about me? Simple checks.
And how can I respond here in a way that actually protects trust instead of damaging it?
Those aren't just slogans. They're practical tools for building that respectful culture every day. Being intentional.
Intentional with words, intentional with silence.
Absolutely. Every choice matters. It contributes to the fabric of how we work together.
Okay, so let's leave everyone with a thought to chew on.
All right.
Consider this. What if really committing, to simply not talking negatively behind people's backs isn't just about being nice?
Okay. Where are you going with this?
What if that single, seemingly small commitment is actually the most direct lever we have to unlock that collective, limitless creativity?
So the idea is that true innovation isn't just sparked by big ideas.
But maybe it's fundamentally enabled by the quiet dignity and the solid trust we build or protect in every single interaction, especially the ones where we choose not to tear someone down, even subtly.
That the bedrock of creativity is actually built in those small moments of respect.
Something to think about.